Hey everyone, it's Dan, and today we're going to install these Wunderlich Tank Bars on a 2021 BMW F750GS. This is about a 2 out of 5 in terms of difficulty, so it should take you maybe 30 or 40 minutes to finish. If you haven't done so already, be sure to check out the unboxing video. So you'll need a few tools to get this job done. You'll need a T25 bit, a T30 bit, and a T55 bit, as well as a 19mm socket. This special tool comes with the kit. A box wrench will be very helpful to get to the center bracket. The wire cutters for zip ties, as well as a ratchet wrench and a torque wrench. Make sure that the torque wrench can go up to about 74 foot-pounds. And finally, some thread locker like Loctite to make sure that the bolts don't come loose. Let's get started. The first thing we'll want to do is remove the plastic cover that's right above the radiator using a T30 bit. Once the two screws are out, we're also going to loosen the single screw that's holding the brake line T in place. So next up, we're going to prepare to mount the center bracket. It's going to attach right around this black metal piece that holds the entire front of the motorcycle together. So in order to be able to do that, we're going to need to snip a cable tie to give us easier access. All right, so once the zip tie is off, let's move this cable out of the way. Align it just like that, and we're going to use one of the 6.5 centimeter screws to bolt this on from the top. All right, there we go. I will use some thread lock on the nut that's going to come up here. All right, so that's one mounting point. I left this loose for the time being just to make sure we have some room for any adjustments we may need to make. And the next step is we're going to use this other bolt to attach the front of it. So it's going to go in just like that. So since I'm already on the right side, I'll get started with the right piece of the tank bar. Before I'm going to fit it into place, I actually want to loosen a couple of the screws on the bodywork to make it easier to get into. All right, so there's still not much ground or not much clearance in order for me to get to the engine mounting bolt that I'll need access to. So I'm going to remove 2 additional screws that hold the body panel in. Hopefully that'll let me move this out of the way better and get easier access. So each of the tank bars is going to have 2 mounting points on the motorcycles. The first mounting point is going to be up front on the bracket that we just installed. The other mounting point is actually going to be the point that attaches the engine to the frame of the bike. So this is a larger bolt. Make sure that you do only one side at a time here. So loosen this side, we'll torque it up before we loosen the next one so that we don't risk tweaking the engine position within the frame. So this one is going to be a T55 bit. There we go. We're going to use a replacement bolt that comes with the kit, so this one will not be needed anymore. All right, so next we're going to mount the right tank bar. It's going to attach at two mounting points. The first one will be over to the frame and the engine. The other one will be to the front bracket that we had just installed. Before I do this, I do want to protect this from scratches using some masking tape. We'll have a screw and the washer probably come pretty close to it. There's not a lot of clearance, so this will help us make sure that we don't scuff this up. And we'll probably be banging this thing around the front fender, so I'll just put a little rag or cloth on it just to make sure we don't scratch anything up. We will be using one of the large screws with the washer and also the smaller of the two spacers. So the screw will go through the bar, then the spacer, then we're going to go into the frame. And I do want to use some thread lock. And work it into place here. All right, so I caught the threads here. Next up, we're going to mount the front mounting point to the bracket. And for this guy, we're going to use the 2.5 centimeter screws with a washer. It'll go through the bracket, then another washer, then the lock nut. So for now, just use your hands to get the threads to line up. Don't use any wrenches, don't torque it just yet. Now we'll go back here and work the engine bolt into here, trying to make sure we don't scuff any of the body work. This is going to be a 19mm socket, so it might make it a little bit easier to do it this way. So that's nice and snug. Don't torque it yet. All right, and the front is going to use the T45 bit along with a 13mm wrench to hold the lock nut in place. So next up, we're going to torque them. The engine mounting point is going to be torqued to 74 foot-pounds. And I can remove the masking tape from this side now. And now we're going to move over to the left side. So next up, we're going to get ready to mount the left piece. Just like on the other side, we're going to loosen the bodywork a little bit to give us easier access to the engine mounting location. So I'm going to loosen this, and this bolt from the inside to allow me to more easily move the bodywork out of the way. Okay, so with those two out of the way, I should be able to move this just enough to get easier access. Just like with the other side, I'll use some masking tape to protect the bodywork on the side here. All right, and next up, we're going to remove the left side of the engine mount. So this will be our first mounting point. Before you do this, make sure that the other side is back in and torqued to the proper spec. All right, so just like the other side, we're not going to reuse the existing bolts. We're going to use the one that came with the kit. You'll use the longer bolt with the washer, the large spacer. That's going to slide right into the frame. Remember to slide it in with the smaller tapered piece going into the bike. And thread lock. Now, keep it loose for the time being, so just until it starts to make contact. The next step is going to be to attach the front mounting point. Remember to slide in the little plastic connector in between the tubes. And just like the other side, bolt with the washer and the lock nut coming from the back. 2 washers. All right, now that I've caught both sides, we're going to tighten them just so they're snug. That'll do it. And then I'll go back and torque the engine mounting point. Just like the other side, this one's going to be at 74 foot-pounds. So I'll go ahead and remove the masking tape. That's done its job. And
last couple of steps will be to reattach the screws and the components that we removed to get access to the bars. So I'll go ahead and reattach the screws for the left bodywork first. Okay, once they're in by hand, just snug them up. And I'll do the same on the other side. All right, so let's also remember to tighten the center bracket. We left that one loose intentionally to allow us some wiggle room, just in case we needed to move the bars around a little bit and line up the two front mounting holes. So there are 2 bolts that we'll need to attach or tighten up. The kit came with a little tool here that makes it a little bit easier. There's not a lot of clearance here, but let's see how we can make this happen. All right, that'll do it. And we still have the top one. All right, not too bad. Next up, we have this guard again. And that'll do it. And the last couple of things will be to put the plastic end caps over the back mounting bolts just to cover them up, since they're a little bit of an eyesore right now. So squeeze this through, pop it in place. And we'll do the same on the other side. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and also take a look for the unboxing videos for the tank bars, and also the unboxing and installation videos for the extreme engine bars. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.